So, beginner tricks to combinations. So the warm-up will not be too difficult, too long, just because so we have more time to learn tricks. Okay, so what we will do today, first of all, I will teach you 10 beginner tricks. I try to make it simple. Those are really beginner tricks. Those are not positions, beautiful shapes. Those are beginner tricks that can help you lead to other tricks, and that is crucial in your journey when you go afterwards, when you start learning your inverts and connecting things. So once we go through those beginner tricks, we'll try to connect few of them, afterwards creating a combination, and we're going to learn 2 or 3 combinations afterwards. I will put in some basic grips, so you just reminding you what are the grips you have to work through in your workouts, and some spins that just to help to create our combination more dance like. So spins add that motion to it. Okay, so let's begin standing up and let's circle the head. Breathe deeply. Inhales and exhales. Do not hold your breath. And switch. Through the front. Great, and chin up, half circles, one side and the other. Great, ear to one shoulder to the other. Down and up. Great, now let's connect hands and put our fist into one side. Close your elbows and your head moves away from the fist. By closing your elbows, you're creating a greater stretch. If they're open here loose, you will not feel the stretch. Close your elbows, try to connect them. And breathe and stretch to the center, and we switch the other side. Close your elbows and stretch the other side. Great. Close your elbows, round your upper back. Exhale here. Great. Release. Now shoulder line. Small, fast circles. Hands are straight. Switch to the front. And pulse forward. Pulse back. To the front. Switch. And we open, close. Leave your palms free. Release them. Great. One goes to the front and one behind your head. Now big circle to the front and back like you draw a knight. Big circles in your shoulders. Hand is straight. And we switch. Great. To exhale, stretch aside. If you can, you look up. You can start slow. You don't have to go fast here. If you haven't done anything before today, as you want to start slow. Through exhale. And let's do full circles. Open and down. Drop your body ready. Your hamstring stretching. Switch. Keep breathing. And we go down into the center. Keep breathing. And stretch to your right. Keep your back straight. You can always come higher up. And we stretch. Let's move to your right. Through exhale. Great. Keep your low position. Your pelvis is neutrally tucked in. And we tuck and extend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now keep your low position. You do not want to extend the front leg. You want to kick out the straight leg by not extending the front leg so your glutes chime in here. And boom. Extend a point. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we stretch your front leg. Your fingers are looking up, your back is straight. Close the other foot, it's not open. And we're switching to the other. Through exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1, 2. Low position. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stretch. Great. You move to the center and side lunge. 7, 8, 9, 10. Without the hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We stretch. Try to go on your full foot. Flex the other one. You can push your knee a little bit more out, stretching your thighs. Keep your back straight. And we move to the other leg. Back is straight, foot is flexed. And we breathe. Moving again to the other one. To the center, lunge position, and rotate towards the knee. And we switch to the center, towards the knee. Great. Let's walk to a downward dog position. If you cannot put your heels to the floor, you just bend your knees slightly so your ears go between your hands. So do not arch your lower back, slightly tucked in pelvis is needed here. And we'll walk a bit by holding our position. Your hands are shoulder wide, your legs are hip wide. Push yourself away from the floor to engage shoulders. Great. Now let's walk on our toes. Tuck in, round your back. Exhale here. Lower your hips down. Open up your chest. Now here you should feel your tummy is stretching as well. But you engage your glutes. You engage your pelvis to open up your chest and not to damage your lower back here. So you feel a good stretch. No compression in your lower back. Push yourself up. And two more. Tuck in, round your back, stretch the spine. Inhale, stretch, and go back. One more tuck, round, exhale, stretch, inhale, lengthen, going back. Great. On your four, inhale, look up, stretch. Place your hand underneath your shoulder. Inhale, look up, and stretch. Great. Just the shoulders. Spine is neutral to the front. Great. Now rotate in, elbows out to circle movement. Exhale up. And we switch, biceps rotating out, elbows close, close, close to circle movement coming up. Try to acknowledge this rotation in your shoulder joints, how you can control them by looking at your biceps and see. If you see your triceps is looking out, it means you're internally rotating your shoulder here. If you want to external rotation, which is the right engagement for positions on your hand, you just have to look at your biceps muscle. And so it's facing forward. And that's how you engage your shoulder balance, okay? One more. Great. Now from here, we're moving on to our elbows. Your palms are facing up, just to make sure you're working just with your shoulders. Tuck in slightly. Go into your plank position, elbows underneath your shoulders, glutes engaged, feet are hip wide, and just your scapula. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On your 4, exhale, round. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, round. Inhale, stretch. Great. Again on your forearm. Now your hands are placing to the floor, okay? Do not take them in your fists. Face your palms to the floor and open up your fingers to feel the balance. Go into your plank position. By not moving here, anything but your knees. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cross. Seating position. Imagine you're sitting next to a wall. Take your butt knee a little bit aside so you feel that you're on your butt bones. Yeah. Back is straight. Core is slightly engaged. Point your toes and we lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now move on your knees. Keep your knees hip wide. Palms are facing in. And you go up, you tuck in, engage your glutes like you're pushing yourself out, but you're trying to place yourself down. And at that point, you will feel the stretch in your quads. And breathe. Now we open up one. Place down, open up the other one. Place down. Great. Now let's move into a garland pose. Your back is straight, your full feet are onto the floor, and you're pushing your knees out with the help of your elbows. And keep that push. Extend the arms. Inhale, and we're moving onto a toe. Your angle between your legs doesn't change. You're helping that, you're holding that angle with your elbows. Down and to the other. One more each. Great. Now your angle does not change. You're trying to place one knee to the floor by pushing the other one out. Open up, switch, push. Four, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Extend. Now your feet are facing forward. Stretch. And you can reach your hands. If this feels comfortable for you, you can pulse down if you want. If no, you just stretch. Don't do the pulsing. Now we come up with our back straight and open up at one side, going down, opening up to the other side. One more each. Open up, stretch. Open up and stretch. Place your hands onto your butt and release them through the sides. Move your hips. Okay, let's try to do deep squats because we're going to need that hamstring strength that does the bending of the leg, okay? So the quads, when you engage quads, you are working on extending the leg, which needs to be strong as well. So if you have this problem that you cannot extend your leg, you feel like you're not extending your leg, that's probably because your quads are not strong enough yet and your hamstrings are not stretched and flexible enough yet. So you just have to work on it. It's not an issue that you cannot work out, okay? Just put some thought to that. The next thing when we doing on a pole, we need a lot of knee grips. And usually beginners have this problem, they cannot hold the knee strong. To do that, you need to strengthen your calves and you need to strengthen your hamstrings. To strengthen your hamstrings, you have to think about going down. To strengthen your quads, you have to think about coming up. So let's try to do this exercise. Your legs are more or less hip wide, and we're trying to move down by keeping this hip wide as down as we can, okay? So do this in front of the mirror or in front of the camera where you can see if your knees are not falling in or going out. Keep this hip wide. Okay, now when we come up, we're going to count on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And in the same manner, we're going to go down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From the side, so you can see the back is straight all the way through. Okay, full feet onto the floor. Go as low as you can to keep your full feet onto the floor. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like you're sitting on in a toilet on a really small pot. Okay, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So standing up, you're doing with the help of your feet and glutes, legs and glutes. Okay, so you're not standing up here. Okay, this is where your legs doesn't work at all. So if you are the person who's doing squats every day and you still see no improvement, you see your glutes hasn't changed. Okay, you see that your legs haven't got stronger. It means you're just doing the wrong technique. You have to feel that you're engaging your legs. You have to think about going down. You think about your hamstrings that are controlling you are going down. And when you're coming up, you have to think about your glutes. And when you're extending legs, you're thinking about your quads, okay? So you should feel warm. I hope so. I feel quite warm. You're gonna start with the easier things and continuing with the harder ones. Okay, we'll turn my music a little bit down. And I will open up windows. Sorry. It's really hot in here already. So to get you warmed up, why do we need to condition grips onto the pole? To condition grips, it means you're learning to engage a certain grip that can help you accomplish a certain move afterwards, like the invert grip. We are doing this grip just because we need to feel strong in that grip. So if you're not capable to do your inverts, mostly it's because you do not have enough strength or technique or both. Okay, so for example, we will start with a split grip, the most basic kind of grip. We will do couple of grip exercises to each side, and you should feel warm and ready to move forward to the spins. Okay, so we are taking the split grip. Hand is straight, the upper one, okay, and the lower one is straight as well. When you're taking this underneath grip, like this, you should put your finger onto the pole like this, if you can see, okay? Just to secure your joint, your wrist joint. So if I'm taking away this finger, my joint will start to fall. If I'm taking this finger back, my joint is straight. See what the hand tends to do when you do this. It tends to go to one way. And if for a long term you're doing this, your wrists can start to hurt. So the engagement starts not just only with your shoulders, the engagement starts with your fingers, with your palms. Okay? And when you're thinking about pushing away, you have to push. You have to push. If you feel like you don't understand how pushing is happening, you just do this exercise. Try to push yourself away with the help of your shoulder and of your lats here, okay? So that helps you to push. Not just the shoulder is working here, your upper back is engaging as well. And with the pulling, the same thing happens. When you are pulling, yeah, You see my scapula is working as my trapezius muscle and as well as my lats, just in a little bit different way. So let's try to connect the push and pull. You can start from your full feet and go onto your toes. But you're going onto your toes with the help of the push and pull engagement. Okay? If you can do that easy, you just lift up. Or if you are already strong enough, you can lift up your legs and hold that push and pull position. Just make sure you do not bend your lower hand and you do not put it like this, okay? Just a couple of times each side. Or like this. Or like this. Four repetitions each side is enough, okay? We're not trying to get tired. We're trying to engage, to go through stuff so you have more power when we will go to combinations. So the push and pull is important, especially when you want to transition from one move to the other move. So that is where our combinations start. So you can move from trick to trick. You can move from replacing the grip and just pushing and pulling, getting yourself away from the pole to get yourself in the next position. So that's why grips are important. You have to feel strong to engage that grip. Next grip we're going to do is the climb grip, okay? The forearm climb grip. You take your forearm and place it, your elbow in front of the pole, and your hand is in 90-degree position. Your biceps muscle is the strongest in 90 degrees. So here it's the strongest, not here, not here. Here you're already working with your triceps, okay? The same what we did with our legs, hamstrings for bending, quads for extending. The same is happening with your hands. Biceps for bending, triceps for extending. So when you're pulling with a bent arm here, you're working with your biceps. When you're pushing away, your triceps is working as well to keep that arm extended and strong. Okay, enough of muscle work here. Let's try to feel this, okay? Get on your toes. The upper arm is straight. The upper one is pulling, and the lower one is pulling, pushing away. Okay, so your forearm is pushing. You're pushing with the help of your biceps to hold that position, and with the help of your shoulder, okay? And the upper one is pushing. So let's do this 4, 3, 2, and 1. And switch. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, if you cannot lift yourself up, you just move from full feet to toes. But try to feel that you're getting on your toes with the help of your hands, not with the help of your legs, to feel that engagement, okay? Next grip we will do today is the invert grip, which is in your here. You all probably know this grip. You take your hand into your biceps muscle. Now you do not put the pole in your armpit, okay? You have to put the pole on your muscle here, on your biceps muscle. Not too deep in your armpit. That's the first thing. When we do inverts, we take hands quite low. So there's no point of engaging grip and holding your hands here. And when you're doing your invert, you're taking your hands low. When you're doing the grip, when you are conditioning the grip, do it exact way that it needs to be done in action. So low, okay? So you put into your biceps, take it low, put your hips in front of the pole, pull your pelvis in, and you feel you have so much grip right now. You have your biceps, you have your back, if it's naked like mine, here going into the pole to secure that grip next to the pole here. As you can see, I go forward, boom, I tuck in. To secure that grip, you need to engage your abs and hold your abs in. Like you need to be able to contract and hold. Okay, and that's what we're doing here when we're conditioning an inward grip. We're not only learning to hold ourselves, we're trying to engage our core. Our core engages in every movement, probably on the pole. So take your hands low, your hips in front, boom, tuck in, and here you're trying to hold your inward grip. So not your butt to slide away, you have to engage your core all the way through. If you're not working with your core and you're working with your jumping, you may not only hit your feet when you're jumping, you can hit your ribs, okay? So I know when we do inverts, we do a lot of jumping in inverts. That's quite all right. But before you do that, you need to engage the grip. You need to understand how the grip actually works, not to hurt yourself. Because usually when we go in inverts, I have seen so many bad variations of inverts. You take your hands high, you start from here, you jump here, you hit your ribs, you try to reach the pole with your toe, not with your knee. So that is just a lot of mistakes that can be corrected like this. Technique, it's all that matters, okay? Strength will come. So let's check the other side. Put it into our biceps, hips in front, tuck in and hold. Take your hand right above the outside hand and you exhale at the hardest moment, which is probably when lifting up. Hold, 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 hold. Last one, hold. Exhale gives you a lot more percent in executing move in a correct way, because when you control your breathing, inhales, exhales, it helps our body to understand what you want from it. When you're exhaling slightly, okay, it's things that you're going to relax. If you are holding your breath, your body is in stress. So when the body is in stress, it's a lot harder to contract the muscle groups we need to contract to make this move work, to engage in a correct way and to progress. So do not hold your breath. You inhale, you exhale, you just have to find the rhythm to that. Usually when it's about strength moves, the exhale is at the hardest moment of the exercise. So moving on to the next grip. Okay, the spin grip. This needs to be conditioned separately as well, not just doing spins, but actually conditioning the grip. So when you take the hand, you do not overwrap, you do not underwrap, you take it straight at this point, okay? And the hand is straight. So you're planning to work with your shoulders, right? So do not bend your arm. Arm is straight. Other one is in the line of your chest, more or less. It can be a little bit higher, it can be a little bit lower, but you still need to push away. But you have to work with both hands at the same time. That's one movement, but both hands are doing a different kind of function. So if one hand is pulling and the other one is not pushing, you're putting a lot of tension to one hand. If one hand is pulling, pushing, and the other one is not pulling, again, you're putting a lot of tension to your other hand, okay? So to kind of balance things out, you need to understand the movement with both hands at the same time. And that will work on all of our body in more of movements what we will do today to understand the push and pull engagement for beginners. Because beginners, you need to learn to engage, to feel safe, to hold. Afterwards, you can try to find moves where to relax and to make it look easy. But at first, for you to feel safe, you need to understand the engagement. You need to understand how to hold, how to push and pull, and how to create your journey a lot safer. So, and aware. Okay, so pulling and pushing 1, 2, 3, 4. This is quite enough. You don't have to hold yourself for 10 seconds. Just engage. Engage and try to teach your body how to work this engagement. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So, okay, these are the grips that I wanted to work through. The grips we might need today as well. There are a lot of more grips. I have a tutorial for 5 grips for beginners. I think these are those grips. There are this grip as well. Okay, if you haven't seen, this grip is a great way to condition. Here it's really important that you put the paw into your biceps here, not too much in your armpit. And you put the other hand where your lower back creates a little bit of an arch. That is where you put the other hand. And here, you tuck in your pelvis and you engage, okay? That is really important in this grip. There's another more grip, which is kind of unusual for beginners as well, like the previous one, the claw grip. Okay, when you take your paw into this position in 90 degrees, but not like this, but from the other side, okay? And you can take the upper hand in a cup grip, or you can take the upper hand in a normal grip. And that is how you learn to condition this grip as well, okay? You can, boom, jump a bit, one side to the other side, to try to deal with this grip. It probably will cause you bruises at first. And another grip that usually beginners don't know or haven't explored yet, but you can do, there's a lot of grips, is this grip, the back split grip. So you take and you step in front of the paw and you take the upper hand like in a normal grip here, but when you step in front of the paw, it feels like a twisted grip. And the lower hand you take like this, not like handspring grip, okay, not under grip like this, but in front. And you're trying to engage that move here. Push and pull, push and pull. Now this is kind of an unusual grip. You can try to lift up your legs. You can place the back to the paw here. See, my back is slightly touching the paw. So this is a great way to condition, like different grips. It's really, really cool that you work on different grip conditioning, because when you move forward and try to learn combinations, sometimes they may involve this grip, sometimes they may involve the claw grip. Okay, moving on to spins. Spins that we will work today. Some basic spins I thought I should add here in this lesson, because the task of this lesson, I try to dial down my excitement and not to teach you too difficult stuff like what I like to teach, and try to understand you're still beginners, okay? And that's why I try to make this class really for beginners, like a guide. So if you don't understand what are the basics, or am I good at the basics, am I really a beginner, or can I learn some different harder stuff? In this case, if you can do all of this workout really easy and it feels really comfortable for you, you're probably not a beginner anymore, okay? If you're struggling with some parts of this lesson, but we will go forward, you feel free to write me questions, feel free to send me videos, okay? I'm here to help you. So if you feel like you're struggling, you're still a beginner. So do not pressure yourself too much. It's a beginner class, but it doesn't mean that everything what we do here will come easy, okay? But everything what I will teach you today is beginner friendly, which means a lot of things will have a lot of grips on the pole. I will explain all the way through. We'll not do any inverse today. So no worries. So moving forward, we're going to start with the fireman's spin. Probably you know that spin. And we're going to go through some of the variations of the fireman's spin. So first, before we start the spin, we take the inside hand high, like we did in a grip conditioning, and take the outside hand like this, okay? Next thing, what you need to think about is your diagonal line when you start the spin. So you do not start your spin close to the pole, you need to start it here, away from the pole. When you're going to swing the leg, you have to create this line, hand and leg. This line is crucial for your spin to actually look like a spin, not like you're falling down from the pole, okay? So to create that line, you need to step a little bit away further from the pole and create this diagonal line. You can stand in front of the mirror and look if you're having this line. Next thing, when you start the spin, first you lean forward and start your swing while you're kind of creating a fall forward. So you do not spin like this with a push and pull because you will not be able to control your spin, to actually do execute your spin like that. So you do not push and pull vigorously all through the spin. You have to engage and control. Okay? And this other hand is here to help you to keep the distance, which sometimes is not even needed if you have a good momentum. And if you can hold strong with one hand, you will probably not need the other hand. But since this is a beginner class, we are using both hands, okay? And I'm teaching with both hands. So when you make a step, you lean forward and see I'm creating a swing from behind. And this is where I meet my diagonal line. I'm falling forward and the outside leg will go in front of the pole and the other leg will go behind the pole, okay? So if you point your outside leg's toe, it will be a little bit easier because when you point your toe, it creates this little place where you can put the pole here, if you can see. If you don't point the toe, the leg will probably go into your knee. The pole will go into your knee. And we don't want that. We want to open our knees in our spin for it to look like this, not like this, to keep the distance, okay? So let's try this. Step, lean forward, swing, one, the other way. That is your fireman spin, switching sides all the time. Step, lean forward, diagonal line, leg, two leg, leg one, leg two. Switching sides, lean, swing, boom, back is straight. Okay, one thing what really, really important for beginners, I know it's difficult for you to think about, but what is more important than pointing your toes? Toes is optional, okay? You can point them, you cannot point them, but the thing that really makes your spins or anything you do on a pole beautiful is your posture. And it's here. Bad posture, good posture. Bad, good. Bad, good. Okay, so it's a small, small movement, but you have to kind of feel that you are trying to open your chest. Chest opening is this small movement, okay? That doesn't mean you have to arch your back. Not all the time you have to arch your back. Mostly it's more about opening your chest and make your posture look graceful, okay? And that's what we want in our spins. Of course, we want to point our toes to make it look more beautiful, but I suggest you to focus more on your posture and the toes will come if you want to point them, okay? So step, swing, open up. See, I'm trying to move my head away, if you saw this, like this, because it helps me to remember that I have to open up my chest. I cannot move my head away if I'm like this. So I'm opening up, I'm moving my head away like this. Okay, let's switch sides. Step, Okay, when you start the spin and think about this little detail, it will be a lot more easier for you to look at the videos when you are doing something because you're doing it gracefully, not like this. Okay, so let's move on to the variation of fireman spin. There are three more variations: fireman extended leg, fireman attitude, fireman kick. Okay, I will go through all of these variations. They all start the same. We make a step with the inside leg and we swing the outside leg. And outside leg in all variations will go in front of the pole like this. Okay, in extended leg, you will extend the other leg in front. Step, lean, swing, extend. Switching sides. Okay, switching sides. Try to keep your leg in the line of the other knee. Okay, switching sides. Great. Next variation is attitude. You don't have to learn all of them, just pick your favorite one and we will use that afterwards, okay? Attitude. Attitude means from dancing when your leg behind looks like this. Not here, like this. Okay, you're kind of engaging your side, your glutes, and lifting up. That is attitude. So we have to create that attitude with the same inside leg to our fireman spin. So the start is again the same step, lean forward, swing. This leg will go there and this will go behind. Okay, and here really helps when you're looking away from your leg. So your free shoulder to shoulder is down. Try to look at your shoulder when you spin. And trust me, your spin will look more gracefully. So we make a step. I'm pushing as much as I need. I'm not pushing very hard. I'm pushing just to hold the distance. And with the pushing and hold the distance, it's easier to engage your core. And of course, it's easier to hold your leg. So if you're not pushing, it will be really difficult for you to hold your leg up. Switching, switching sides, step, swing, switch, switch. That's it. That's fireman attitude. Okay. And the last of fireman spins is going to be fireman kick. So there are two variations to kick. You can do the kick like this, like poof, just from this moment, or you can do kick. I will show you both so you can see the difference and choose whichever version for you is more comfortable. So the same thing, the same start, just the inside leg will create a kick, okay? The first variation with the round kick, okay? Step, swing, round, kick, okay? Second variation with a kick up. Step, swing, kick, up. So I like the kick up more, a lot more. Let's switch the sides, one round, one kick, and step, swing, and step, swing, kick. Okay, so here in this spin, because I really like this spin, how to create it to really look, wow, where did the leg go? When I make a step, I'm creating a little bit of jump from this leg, like a little bit, okay? When I'm making the step and the swing, creating a jump. Why? To put this leg higher. If you put this leg low, your kick will be low. If you put this leg higher, your kick will go higher. And here at this spin, you really need to engage, push and pull, to make you maintain that position you go into, okay? So I'm going like, I will try to show this in a slow motion way. So you go ba, ba, ba. When I don't do the jump, now look, without the jump. The kick looks slower and the spin is shorter because the leg is closer to the floor and it goes faster to the floor. If you want to spin longer, you can create this variation like you go a little bit of jump, up and kick. And here's your kick. Switching sides and one more time. Okay. And to answer your question, which probably you have right now, why is my leg not going up so high? It's because active flexibility is needed a lot to lift up your leg high. First of all, you need strong quads and hip flexors because they are helping you to lift up your leg. Next thing, you have to have flexible hamstrings so they go along with your lifting leg up. So active stretching for pole dancers is a must have because you're not going on in your split onto the floor. Most of them we are doing actively in tricks or in spins. So active flexibility, active split stretching with drills, a lot of drills. The one we did on the floor when we warmed up is really good as well. But you need to make sure that you're not leaning back here. If you're sitting back here, you're not engaging your hip flexors anymore. You're just working with your quads. When you're sitting here, whew, this got a lot more harder. And now you can feel that your abs are helping you to maintain your position. Your hip flexors are helping you, and that is the way we grow. You don't make the exercise super easy for you just because you cannot do it. You find a variation where you can grow, not by not making the exercise easy, but making the exercise better for you, not excluding the muscle groups we're still going to need in a year or so when you will want to lift your legs super high. So that is about leg lifting. You just need to be really, really detailed in your exercises, but not, how do you say it? By not cheating too much, okay? When you cheat too much in exercises, for example, when girls are doing this leg lift, they are swinging the leg mostly. Ooh, my leg went so high. And when you want to lift your leg, it's like, oh, it's not coming up, okay? So it depends what your goal is. If you want to learn to lift your leg high, you have to lift your leg, not swing. If you want to stretch your hamstrings more, you can swing. Then you can lift your leg higher. So it depends. It always depends on a lot of stuff. There's no right and wrong. There's just what do you want from the exercise or the thing you're doing. Okay, let's move on. We have one more spin, and then we're going to go on our beginner tricks, and we're going to learn to connect them. And then we're going to put some spins before our combination to make a combination look more dance-ish. Okay, so the next spin is cradle spin. I really like this spin, but I find it difficult for beginners, but I'm going to teach it to you anyways. So we're taking the split grip here, the same grip we were doing when we were conditioning. And there are two variations which you can do here. You can make a step with the outside leg and swing the inside leg. The inside leg will go to the pole. This is the variation variation I like to do, okay? But you can do the other way around. You can make a step with the inside leg and swing the outside leg. And kind of when you're already off the floor, you're going into that cradle position. The first thing you need to understand, the paw goes here at this part of your leg. So it's quite high, okay? So it's not here in the middle, it's here, it's way high. So you want to take a little bit lower your hand so it's easier for you to put the hand, the leg, above your hand. So I'm gonna make a step in the first one with the outside foot and swing and spin. That's the cradle spin. So if you saw, my upper hand is slightly bent. It's not straight, it's slightly bent. And you have to bend it. Second thing, you have to keep it bent, okay? Because it's sliding down. The hand has to slide with you. Both hands are sliding with you in this matter. Because if you make it straight, look what happens. First of all, you cannot create momentum. Second of all, you cannot lean to the side. When the hand is straight, you want to lean back. If you want to lean back, you lose the grip in your leg. So you don't want to lean back, you want to lean to the side, close to the pole where it's safe, okay? So that's why we need the upper hand bent. And the lower hand, when you're sliding down, when you're spiraling down, is spiraling down with you, okay? Do not let yourself fall onto this hand, okay? Be safe. So I'm creating a step here and jumping from the outside leg. And at this point, when I'm starting to spin, I'm going into this position, okay? It's like a starting position for Jamila, but it's the cradle spin. I do not extend my legs here. And the second variation, I make a step with inside leg and swing with the outside leg. So you're doing whichever variation for you is easier. The first one with the outside leg, or with the inside leg. The pole is really close all the time, okay? I'm parallel, and the pole is here, close to my legs, close to my tummy, okay? Always trying you both sides, okay? Okay, next thing, clocks, or how it has many names. We will need this today. So we're taking an invert grip and we're putting our butt in front of the pole, engaging, okay? And if you don't want to create a jump and you want to learn to lift up your legs without the jump, you do this variation, what I show you right now. So the inside leg will start to create a circle and the outside leg will follow. That is clocks, okay? So, pa, switching side, pa, switching side, boom, okay? Couple of things. If you are not able to do this without a jump, you do it with a jump, okay? So you're not moving in front of the pole at first. Your stepping leg goes in front of the pole, not to hit your hip or your ribs. So you move in front of the pole with the step, and you're creating a swing with the leg. So you jump up and you start your swing. You step with the outside leg, jump up, start your clocks. So, and one more really important thing, what I usually see in my beginners, their clocks look like this. So the legs are not creating a full range of motion. Like you don't have to be able to do splits to create a beautiful clocks. Okay, it's of course they look better if you are extending your legs and you're pointing your toes. That's, yeah, that we all know that. But how to create this wide angle, you have to start your leg not from the front. You're starting to draw your circle. You're starting to draw your circle from here. The same thing onto the floor. When you're doing this, you start to do it from here, right? To make it look more beautiful. So it's starting with a closed hip. That's interesting. You're not doing it from here. As you can see, and when you're not creating this full range of motion, you're not creating a momentum. And when you're not creating momentum, clocks feel hard. How to get on the other side of the pole, it feels impossible. All you need to do is make a step and start from here. Step, jump, and you ended up on the other side of the pole. Step, jump. There's a tiny detail which you can think about, okay? Here, the same, without the jump. I'm starting from here, not from here, okay? Close your hip to draw a bigger circle. Okay, so I have 10 beginner tricks for you guys today. Some of them we will use in a combination afterwards. And from some of those tricks, there is a cool way how to go in a more difficult tricks without losing safety and without inverts. So the most basic kind trick with what we usually start is the martini. For all of those tricks, I have 2 tutorials, volume 1 and volume 2, 5 beginner tricks, okay? I will go, that's why, a little bit faster through. And if you have some difficulties with each of this trick, you just find a tutorial in my channel, first one or the second one with 5 beginner tricks, or 5 beginner spins. I have about 5 beginner spins as well, where you can go through these exercises, these tricks. If something isn't good enough, explain here in tutorial, because I really want to move forward to our combination stuff. So let's start with the martini. When you are inside, okay, this is martini. You don't see it. Okay, now you see it. This is martini, okay? And when we start doing martini, first of all, we need our knee grip, and we need to understand we will need our elbow grip. Elbow and knee. You will reach with the inside elbow your outside leg, okay? And when that's clear, you have to now engage your knee grip. Before you hook the paw with your knee, you have to extend the leg, put it to the paw, extend it and straight, only then you bend it. And when you come up, it went into an angle. So this is how you engage your knee grip. You have to see that you have no gap between the knee and the paw. You have to see that your calf muscle is helping you to hold as well. So if you're bending your leg and putting it into the paw, you will have really great gap here, which is not cool, okay? You need to learn to use your muscles in this one. Otherwise, you're not really holding and it will not feel safe for you, okay? So you take extended leg, you bend, create this angle when foot is looking down, and make sure you're engaging your calf muscle, okay? Inside hand, the one that will go in elbow, is lower. That will reach the opposite leg. And the other one is higher. If you're holding your knee here, there shouldn't be any problems with putting the other leg close to it. If you're not holding your knee, of course, it will be difficult. So you try to hold Lower your butt down slightly to reach the leg. When you reach the leg, you slide your butt down so you have this extra grip to the pole here. And here's your martini. Simple, very safe, okay? Switching, straight leg, bend, hold, lower down, reach, and martini. Okay? So I'm almost certain that all of you can do a martini. If no, I think in my first 5 beginner tricks, I'm explaining the martini a little bit longer. I'm not sure if I'm telling something more than I just said, but here I'm talking really fast to make these 10 tricks go through faster. So the next trick is the viva trick. Viva, or someone call it the outside leg or the inside leg. I'm not sure, but I'm used to call it viva since I started. So sorry if I'm being incorrect, okay? So here the thing is the same. You take the inside knee into the pole and it's straight, okay? You have to feel that you're holding. Your knee is in the middle of your hand, so it's in the center of your both hands. So you're not here, you're not here, you're here, okay? And the other leg now will go behind the pole, right above your lower hand, here. And you have to start pushing your lower leg into the pole to release the upper arm. So your leg is not here, you're pushing it into the pole, okay? So you have to let your butt go away so the leg moves closer into the pole. So you're not trying to create this position. You're trying to create this position, not here. Okay? So when you're into the pole, the common mistakes for Viva, because if you cannot do a Viva, you will be difficult for you to do Superman. So when you are doing here, like this, you will not be able to let go the upper hand, or if you will not feel safe because the only thing you're holding here is with your knee and with your lower hand. But we want that extra grip with this leg. So when you put it into the pole, look what happens with my butt. It's not here, it goes away. From a different angle. First variation, the wrong one. Second variation. And now I'm pushing the leg into the pole, the lower one. And it gives me the extra grip I need to feel safe and let go the upper hand to go into my Viva position. Okay? So you need to push this part of your leg into the pole, not here, but here. Okay? I'm pushing it into the pole by rotating externally my lower leg. So when you're doing internal rotation in your hips, see what happens. External, internal, X, in, okay? So when you're internally rotating, you kind of want to tuck in your pelvis a little bit more. It feels like you have to do that when you're rotating internally, your hips, slightly. When you're doing outside rotation, you kind of want to do this. So it has to feel like you're squatting onto the pole, like you're wanting to open up your hip a little bit. So it's creating this slightly external rotation and pushing it to the knee. And my torso goes a little bit down. So I'm in the line of my vagina, or a little bit lower, doesn't matter. but I'm not up here because here I don't feel the grip. You have to slide down to feel this grip. Okay? So Viva is a trick that transitions through a lot of moves. Like I think the Viva is one of the most important tricks for beginners. And I'm sometimes getting really sad when intermediate girls come to class and they don't know how to engage correctly because they jump through it, or they have been learning for a different coach, which is not wrong, because usually coaches, they have their own important stuff. Like for one coach, it's really important to learn shoulder mount really fast, and that coach will teach you shoulder mount really fast after a month, and you will be able, and you will be super cool in your shoulder mount. For the other coach, of course, it's important, like for me, the Viva. Okay, it's important for me to beginners know how to engage this, because after you know this move, it's really simple for you to move through a lot of different moves afterwards. And we will go through that today. So make sure you have that grip in your lower leg, that you're pulling with your upper knee and pushing with your lower leg by slightly externally rotating your lower leg. Okay, in the hip. Next trick, we have a Superman. Now here, Superman is a nemesis for a lot of people. Okay, I know that, and that's why I put it here today in my class for you guys to see the common issues of a Superman, and maybe you feel the same way. So here, if you're doing your Viva correctly, there shouldn't be any problems in your Superman. If you're not doing your Viva correctly, not engaging enough, Superman will cause you a lot of trouble. So the first thing before you start to learn your Superman, you have to be able to do your Viva position. If you can do that, you are ready to move towards the Superman. Of course, you can do the beginner variation here when you're learning here to hold with your thighs, but I'm not going to do this variation today because this is the tricks to combinations class, and we will move forward. So we will have a Viva trick and we will try to go to a Superman trick. The first thing you need to understand, you cannot lose this grip in your lower leg here. If you have that grip, you will feel safe to transition to Superman. If you don't have that grip, you will feel super pain in here and it will not feel safe for you. So the first thing, you have to leave your upper hand bent. So you move into your Viva and you slide the hand down so it's bent. And you're something more or less in your vaginal line. So you're not very low, but you're not high, okay? So now I'm pushing the lower leg into the pole and bending the upper one. So I'm going closer to my knee, okay? And I'm gonna keep this closeness with my knee because I wanna kiss my knee, okay? I wanna keep it close to my nose. So close to my nose. Here, scissors. And when you're at this point, you have to let go your lower hand and open up in your Superman. And the common mistake for beginners, okay, there are a lot of variations when you move forward with rotations and going in with a straight leg and a lot of entries in Superman. Okay, I even made a video like, I don't know, 6 or whatever entries into Superman. It has a lot of entries, but this is the most basic kind. I like it the most because then I can see if girls are really enjoying their Viva position or not. So when you're learning, take your Viva position. You're close to your knee. Your upper hand is bent. Now you have to let go the pole. Here you have to have this distance between your leg and between the pole. And you have to keep that distance until the pole goes right in your thighs, right underneath your butt. So if you place the pole here, for example, the common mistake is girls just extend, and here they start to push away from the pole, not intentionally, okay? They're just doing this because they want to go into the Superman, but they didn't release the pole and didn't put it into his thighs, okay? It stayed on the hamstring muscle. And when your pole stays on the hamstring muscle and you're trying to move into your Superman, it feels like your upper hand will let go the pole because you're creating a pulling away motion with this leg. Plus, it hurts tons more. And for beginners who are not used to this pain, Superman seems like, oh my God, it's the most worst trick in the world. It is not, actually. It is not. It's not difficult. Once you learn that you have to let go the pole, you have to put it right underneath, and then you just have to lock that position. That's it. And to do that, you have to stay close. You have to knee to your nose, knee to your nose, knee to your nose, and turn and let go the lower hand. That's it. Okay, that is the common mistake and the most important one. The next one is that you start with extended hand. Move into your Superman with extended hand, and the same happens. You just cannot pull your leg away. Your lower leg is not engaged, and it's really painful. I hold myself because I'm used to holding myself, but if you're a beginner, you will probably fall and let go because you're pushing yourself away from the pole unintentionally. Okay, so bent leg, bent hand, the connection between the pole and the lower leg is really important to feel safe when you're letting go the pole at all. You're turning, your legs went in scissor position. You can do this with a straight leg or with a bent leg. Okay? Straight, boom. That's it. And your Superman is done. And it feels tons easier once you bend the upper hand, moving close to your leg and engage the lower leg into the pole. Okay, let's move forward. What beginner tricks teach you? They teach you to hold with different parts of your body, okay? So we went through our knee grips, we went through now our Superman. Next thing, the pole sit. So since I'm sure that all of you already are sitting on a pole if you attend to this class, because, well, I hope you are sitting already. We will try to make our sitting position more interesting with a rotation. So today, since there are a lot of techniques for sitting rotation position, I will teach you the easiest kind, the easiest for beginners when you don't have to let go. So you sit onto the pole and you lean forward here. Okay, so you have to feel the pole in your side. And you will start your rotation with your body when you're going away from the pole, through your side, here. Holding with both hands, okay? You're holding with both hands. And when you're here, you're moving to the other side of the pole and regripping the other hand above. Okay? That's it. So you're not moving here, boom, here. You are rotating from around the pole. Okay? And imagine that someone is pulling your hair. And why we doing this? Because we want to open our chest, clean our posture, and look away. Chest, posture, look away. And hands are not too high. If the hands are too high, you cannot open your chest. So you have to take your hands a little bit lower so you feel that you are able to open up your chest and create this rotation. Okay, let's try this. Let's sit onto the pole, move forward, and start your rotation from one side to the other. Okay, and if you saw, when I start to rotate here, my torso moves away and my legs come up. Let your legs come up a bit. Don't cross your feet, okay? Your legs are side by side. The more you squeeze the pole, the harder it's going to be to rotate for you, okay? So you kind of slightly open them up, come to the front, up, and to the other side, okay? And this will teach you that not always you have to squeeze everything, okay? Now here you have to breathe. You're holding with both hands, so you're secure, okay? Breathe and move to the other side of the pole. So for beginners, it is also really, I think, important to teach how we are making our combinations look not like stiff, moving from one trick to the other, like making this really stiff. You kind of have to find ways how you can make things look beautiful while they're still easy, okay? So, and sitting rotation is one of them. When you're not doing anything with your hands, you're trying to connect your body. Move to the front, move to the side, and rotating to the other side. And one more tip for beginners, if it's difficult for you with the body, which is usually is, okay, you can, when you're here, you can help a little bit with your hands to create your rotation a little bit more faster. So, but remember the most important thing, head, chest, moving down, and now you're trying to help a little bit with here, with the hands, like you are taking the paw in over wrap a little bit. So you're taking over wrap, unwrapping, boom, boom. So the upper hand goes in over wrap to when it starts unwrapping, you are creating a rotation like this. You're creating a rotation, okay? And the lower one is there first or for support, okay? But it's working as well. It can work as well with under wrap. So over, under. And when you're doing this at the same time, you're creating a quite of rotation. If you want to do this, I suggest you to walk around the pole. Over, under, over, under, to feel that rotation. This is the easiest kind for me, from my experience, since there are a lot of techniques, a lot of people use like not using their hands and rotating just with their body, okay? It depends, but for beginners, to make it look easier, to seem easier, you can try to help with your hands as well. You're still holding with both hands, okay? You just go onto the pole, sit, lean forward. When you start to rotate here, you can start to help a little bit with your hands to create your rotation. You're sitting rotational. Just when you're here, you went to the side, the first impulse comes from the body, okay, not from the hands, to open up your chest here. And here, when you're now here, you're starting to help a little bit with the hands. You don't have to go, okay? You can do just one, boom. And there's your sitting rotation. So a simple trick which can look really, really beautiful if you add just a little bit movement to it. Okay, so the next trick is ice skater. What we will do today, I will explain really quick, layback, genie, and crucifix. I will start with crucifix. You probably all know that. So how to go in crucifix? You go into your basic climb position and you just stand up and put your pole between your thighs. Climb, stand up, pole between your thighs, squeeze together. Your torso is really close to the pole, and feel if you can let go. Just don't go away from the pole. You're really close to the pole. Like you can kiss it if you want it, okay? That is crucifix. It's a beginner trick that can help you to teach how to squeeze the pole with your inner thighs. And it can really, really help you in afterwards when we're going to do some other tricks today. So I will warn you, I will go a little bit over time today as well, because I really want to go through those 3 combinations what I prepared for you. Okay, the next trick is ice skater, which is a knee trick again. And here you have to understand, not always you have to pull yourself up. To get your hips in front of the pole in this position, some call it Peter Pan, I call it the ice skater, okay? To do this, your knee can slide down, but keep your leg bent. And you have to move your hips in front of the pole and squeeze the pole with your armpit. And the other leg is behind the pole and is still helping you, okay? So you can just take the knee, like we taught before. The inside hand is low, the outside is high. I put the other leg behind the pole. I'm starting to stand up. At the same point, I'm sliding my leg down, putting my pole into here, into my armpit, and boom. Okay, that is ice skater. I'm sure you all know this trick as well. Just reminding you, sorry, just reminding you, not always you need to climb up. You can always find a way how to slide down. And in that knee position, damn it, sorry, I just wanted to, I feel like you don't see me. Here, okay. And in that knee position, you can really slide the knee down. You don't have to pull yourself up. So, okay. The next trick is the Cupid. Cupid is a knee trick as well. And here, to manage your Cupid, you need to understand that you're working a lot with your other leg. So the other leg is pushing into the pole, the upper knee is pulling and holding, and you need to push your hips in front. So when you're moving into your Cupid, your butt does not go back, your butt goes in front here. And you have to hold your knee. So Cupid variations are, you can hold the pole like this, you can hold your leg like this, or you can hold without hands. So whichever variation you desire to do today with me, I will try to show all 3 variations. So how do we move in Cupid, okay? You can just take your leg high here, okay? And put your leg onto the pole and you start pushing away from that leg. You can take and move in front. So as long as I'm pushing, I'm not sliding. If you're not pushing with the lower leg, you will slide down and the Cupid position will feel really difficult. So once you're putting your leg into the pole, you have to engage your quads and push that foot into the pole really, really strong. After a while, it will feel a lot more easier. So this was what the variation where I'm taking my foot and pushing my hips forward. So for me, it's easier because when you're taking the foot, it kind of feels natural to push the hips forward. When you're holding to the pole, usually girls don't feel that they need to push the hips forward. And when they're not, and they're standing like this, but we want like this, okay? So that is the Cupid position, which is quite basic. And do this on your both sides if needed, okay? And without hands, you just have to feel secure enough with this engagement. Push and pull. Now here your legs are working really, really hard to hold and maintain this position without the hands. Okay? So, okay. So lay back. I will leave till the end, maybe. And Jeannie as well, because I want to go through some trick combinations, how we connect these beginner tricks. And we're going to start with Martini and Viva. So we have to go into our Martini, and afterwards we have to move to our Viva position. And if you want, you can do your Superman after, or if you don't want, you cannot do your Superman, whatever you feel better. So we are moving into our Martini position here. And we want to go to our Viva position. So we reach the pole. We can grab and push away the leg here. And now we're into our Viva position. Quite simple, right? But we're kind of ending up really low. So how to create this trick a little bit higher up? So we're going to climb up and move into our knee. How we move into our knee in a beautiful way. So when you're in your climb, like this, and I want to hook my right knee. Usually the upper leg, which is above, is the one you will need to hook. So that's why if you're climbing like I do with the left leg lower down mostly, you will mostly want to hook the right knee. So to make it easier for you to transition to that knee, you have to push off from the opposite forearm. I want to hook the upper leg, which is my right knee, and I'm pushing away from my left forearm. Push, turn, and hook. That is how you hook when you do it from a climb, not to do it from an invert. So you're doing a climb, push, hook. Now we want to move into our Martini. I'm still holding my lower leg as well. I'm going to my elbow, reaching, and Martini. Grabbing the pole if needed, I push, moving into my Viva. Now from here, I will move into my skater. Remember, you don't have to pull yourself up. Help with the leg. Push yourself up with the lower leg and slide down. And we moved into our skater. Now you can reach the pole, hold strong, turn to the pole, and sit. And now you can create your rotation to end this combination. Okay? This is our first combo. But we can spice things up a little bit, just a little bit. So since we were doing today the clocks from this grip, okay, we can sit from the skater position. So one thing I forgot to tell you. So once you understand the technique of each trick really clearly, you haven't done it for 10 times, it's easier for you to transition in those tricks. So since I explained each trick, the sitting, the rotation, the Martini, the everything, it kind of felt easy to connect them. Maybe physically it's difficult for you now because you don't have so much strength, but you can practice a little bit and it will be quite easy for you because you already understand each technique of each of these tricks. So if you understand that from a Viva position, you do not have to climb up. You just have to help with this leg, push yourself up, and now look at my upper knee. It's sliding down and I'm turning. It became a lot more easier strength-wise, okay? Now from here, we can do up in the air our cartwheel, our clocks. If you have learned the clocks to do without the jump, it will be easy for you. If you're doing the clocks with a jump, You're just doing this combination where you just let go, hold, hold, and sit. If you're managing to do your clocks without a jump, you can do this in the air. Clocks, turn, sit. Okay? So that is how you can make your combination look more beautiful, more interesting. And of course, you're putting a lot more strength into it. So combinations, once you do these tricks, you can do 2 tricks at a time to start to develop your endurance and strength endurance. And afterwards, just adding tricks. So let's do this combination one more time, and then we move on to the next one. One more thing, you can always add spins before your combination. Choose your favorite spin. For example, fireman spin, whichever. And we will add a rotational climb. Rotational climb is also pretty simple for beginners. So you can do each side whatever you want. You just make a step with inside leg. It doesn't matter if this leg will go in front or here. Doesn't matter. You just have to create step and swing, and the lower hand will be the one that goes into your forearm. And that's how you create climb that rotates. Okay, and if you need 2 climbs, you just do the second climb. When you have a little bit stopped your rotation to take your grip, engage your grip to make a next climb. So let's try to make this combination more interesting. Let's put a fireman spin, and let's do a rotational climb when we climb up, okay? So I'm gonna choose the fireman extended leg spin. Boom. Now you can do a pirouette if you want. And now I'm going to do rotational climb. Now I'm going to push, hook, martini. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hook, place the leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push, slide. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rotate. And boom. And this is our first combo. Whew. This is the longest combo today. So next thing, what I want to teach you is how can we go from Viva to Scorpion and from Viva to tight hold. These two seem like intermediate tricks, just because we're used to do those tricks from an invert. But if you know how to do your Viva, you can start to do these tricks without an invert, but just through your Viva position. But here you have to climb up and go into your knee like we just did, okay? And we go into our Viva straight away. Climb, hook, and Viva, okay? Now we're placing the upper hand in our cup grip between our legs. We're bending the other leg, we're moving towards the pole, squeezing the pole with our leg and with our side. Feel the pole into your side. Now you're looking up to the ceiling and you have to switch the legs. Now you start to push the other leg to the floor, release your upper hand, and here's your flat line Scorpio. This is how we connect tricks. You find what is in common to this trick and the next trick. For example, Viva and Scorpio has in common the side. The both tricks need, not the side, the leg. Connection is the leg here. The leg that went in Viva into the pole, the same leg is going to be the inside leg into your Scorpio. Now remember, Scorpio is done until the end when you really push the other leg down and you feel the grip into your side, okay? And if you want to release the lower hand and go into a regular scorpio, not into a flatline scorpio, okay, then you have to open up your chest. And you will feel the grip in your side even more because your leg and your upper body is pulling down and your side is holding you the most, as well as the leg. If you're not holding with your side here, if the other leg is not pulling you down, you will feel that you're really holding just with your leg, and it will hurt a lot more. Okay, let's do this one more time. Try to switch sides. Okay, so moving into our Viva here, grabbing the pole, squeezing, looking up, switching, hand is going down, bend the leg if you need a little bit more, push this leg down, boom, flatline, boom, regular. And here you can grab the pole again and move into your Jamila if you want. Okay, so, or you can do Viva Jamila and then you go into your Scorpio, or you can do Jamila. Jamila has the same thing as the Viva, the same technique, just you do not holding with your knee. You're holding with this leg, the upper one is slightly bent, and you're leaning to the side. If you had troubles with Jamila, I have a tutorial in my channel for that as well, if you need, okay? So, how we move from Viva to Jamila and then to Scorpio. Let's try this out. So we went to Viva, grab, you can grab a normal grip or a cup grip, open up, you can bend each leg if you want. Now you slide down, you look up, you're holding, you feel the pole went into the side, then you hook the inside leg, and then you move into your Scorpio if you want. So you can mix and match. Like before we did Jamila, we did Viva Scorpio Jamila, now we did Viva Jamila Scorpio. So these tricks really come close to each other. That's why it's easy to transition from each other. All you need to be able to do is understand the technique of each of this trick really, really clear. What are the main connection points, the main grip points, and you cannot lose them. So if you have in Viva, main point is here, this leg and the knee. If you're losing the knee, you still have to hold with your leg, okay? If you're going to your side, then you have to tuck close. Look up to reach to go to the Scorpio. If you want to go into Viva, into Jamila, you have to find a way how to get this leg back in action. So you have to shift your body to the side, slide down the upper hand, so you actually go to the side, not back. As we found that out, if you straighten your hand, you have nowhere to go. You want to go back. Usually, how they do this, my beginners, they always, no matter how many times I tell you in Jamila we have bent hand, they always do this. I don't know why. I don't know why it feels safer. Maybe because the biceps muscle doesn't feel so strong yet. That's why it feels easier to hang into your shoulder. But trust me, put that biceps in work, and after a while, you will get used to that some grips are just like this. Not always you have to be in your straight hand. Sometimes your hand has to be bent. Okay, so next combo, what I want to teach you is short combo, is how we move from our Viva to a tight hold, which is also kind of intermediate trick. But once you do it from Viva, it's actually, beginners can do it. Once you understand the gripping points, not to hurt yourself, okay? So we move into our Viva, okay? We are here into our Viva. Right now, we let go already our upper hand. All we need to do is shift our torso in front of the pole by still pushing ourselves away from the pole with the lower hand, and we move here. So we do not lose the knee. We just went from the knee to our thighs. So the grip changed once we change our upper body. Okay, and we have to let that grip change and squeeze those thighs into the pole. In action, we go here, okay, and all we do is move in front of the pole. And that is your tight hold for beginners. And when we want to come down, we just reach the floor and come down from a Superman position. Stay there a while to get used to tight holding the pole, to get used to that pain. So all you're doing is turning your torso in front of the pole by still pushing away from the pole. Okay? And the grip changes from your knee to your thighs. And that's why it's called the tight hold. So, okay. Okay, one important thing today, and that's going to be the last. But I want to teach you this one because beginners, it's a really cool way how to start learning your breast monkey and other stuff, but not actually doing dangerous stuff. So we're going to learn how to go into brass knee, okay, but not actually doing a breast monkey. So take the pole like here, and now move away to the side and just lower down. As you can see here, we have our brass knee. So you kind of have to open up, hook, move to the side your butt, so you feel the pole is into the side of your leg, not on your hamstring. Okay? So you have to create an angle. Jig and pull. And the pole goes here to the side. So where you're placing your butt is really, really important. So when you take like this, you have to move to the side and slide down here. And the other leg is open just to secure this grip into the side. See? That's it. To the side. That is what you have to understand before we start to learn how to do it from up, from a position up. And that is why I taught you today the static rotation while we're sitting with the torso. And why torso is very important. There are a lot of ways how to go into that brass knee. I have tried to teach all of them, and mostly I have been really, really pissed off because my students just couldn't learn the script with all the pushing, pulling, and turning and going into this grip. So first thing which I want you to put in mind, your butt does not go right under. You open up your knee like this, and your butt moves away from that knee. So you take, and butt moves away. So this is the knee grip we want. So the pole is not here, the pole is into the side, okay? That is really important. Now we're going to try to go there into this position through our sitting rotation. How do we do that? So when you're sitting, you're rotating from one side to the other with the help of the hands or no help of the hands, it doesn't matter. So when you started sitting, as you can see, one leg is above, one hip is above. When you're moving here, both legs are in the same line, but going up. When you're moving to the other side, one leg again moves up. And that's our cue where you have to go into that leg, into the lower leg knee. To do that, you have to move forward, really down, close to your leg, and then move down to go into that knee. Let's try without the rotation. Okay, you go forward. See, I'm really low, opening up, putting the knee into the pole, the lower one. And right now, if you have to move to the side and down, okay? Now you have this grip, and where you can do a split or pose here or here. Okay, so this is a cool grip to learn for beginners. So when you sit here, I'm going to show you closer. I know it's going to be difficult for you to understand. So you're here, leaning forward, opening your legs, bending the lower leg. So you have the grip between your thighs now, really much. So when you see, I'm not moving down like this, because you will lose all the grip in your knee, as you saw. The grip went back into my thighs. I don't want that. To make this grip actually work, you have to go down. Leg goes up, butt goes down, like this. See, torso is down, leg goes up, and I'm still squeezing that upper leg into the pole to secure the grip a little bit more. So I'm here, torso down, leg up, torso down. And see, I'm creating a parallel line. And then I moved into this grip. So you have to go parallel, and then butt down, leg up. Butt down, leg up. That's it. So you have to create parallel with your torso, which you are not doing if you're going down like this straight away. Okay? So you're going down and sliding into that knee. And after here, you can regrip the hand, do a trick like this, which is also a beginnery kind of trick, which is easy. Once you mastered how to go into that knee. And what we will do today, we will try to do the last combination with the sitting, with the rotating into that knee, okay? Because when you're keeping to rotate, it's actually quite easier, okay? We're gonna start with that. We go here, and we start to rotate. Legs go up, rotate, go down, parallel, boom. We went into that knee. And we regrip hand, make a pose, and put the other knee through. So right now I'm holding with my both knees. And from here, you can push into your Cupid, or you can go into your skater and continue the combination to sit again, or you can go into your martini. To make this easier a little bit, I'm gonna finish with the martini, the same trick we started. So once more, you climb a little bit higher, you start the rotation, you go down, the leg goes up, you go down, the leg goes up, and then you kind of poof, butt down, leg up. That's how you're moving that knee, okay? You have to keep that angle, the grip secure. Afterwards, you do whatever pose you like, and then the free leg goes through, we create a martini. Let's try this. Okay, rotating. Remember to grip here, down. The inside hand goes down. I will turn like this. You can create a pose here or a pose here. Now the leg goes through, grip the knee, and from here you can move into your martini position. So here's our second, a little bit longer combination. And you have variations how you can move from Viva to Scorpio, to Jamila, to tie hold, and use this in your own combinations. I showed you several tricks, beginner tricks, which you can add into your combinations as well as spins. And if you want some more tricks, you can check. I have 2 tutorials for beginner spins and for beginner tricks, which you can add with a full explanation technique. Okay, so I'm going to show you the last time this combination, and we will end this awesome workout because I'm over time again a lot. So let's climb up. Let's sit and let's start to rotate. Open up your chest. Let your legs go up. Boom. Great. Create a pose if you like. If no, let the leg go through. From here, you can move into your skater position as well. Yeah. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this class. I tried to make it simple. I tried to give you basic stuff and few tools how to connect those basic stuff. And if you don't feel confident enough, it means you probably haven't handled some tricks well enough. So maybe you need to take a few steps back and work with separate tricks for a while, and then try to connect that trick into a combination, or you switch to an easier trick. That's about it. Once you understand the technique of each trick, it is a lot easier for you to connect those tricks and find fluent transitions. So I don't like going out from the trick and then moving on into a next trick. I like to find the connection from trick to trick because that makes, first of all, your combination look more fluent. Second of all, easier. Third of all, it's really hard to remember combinations when you're walking from one trick to another when they are not connected to each other in some way. So try to find fluent connections, like from knee grip tricks to knee grip tricks, from sitting tricks that rotate into a knee grip trick like we just did. You have variations where you can go from there if you like. So I hope you enjoyed this class. You can ask me questions. I'm really happy when you're sending me videos and I can see how you've done. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm really sorry for going over time again. I will try to be better at this, and have a wonderful day, and train safe, train you both sides, okay?